got 18, they sent me a letter, you know, to be at, go down and be examined. And they passed us, and once in a while there'd be somebody that would be turned down, but and they swore me in Raleigh. Only thing, I didn't swear. I was the only one that went in the Navy without being sworn in. And so we all went to Chicago and went to Great Lakes. And there was several, probably 200 of us together that trained. They didn't have fetus and marched us a lot. And we went to radio school, and I studied radio, and then they give us a cruise, about a 2-day cruise aboard one of the ships to get us acquainted with it. And then I picked up a ship in Chicago. Great. It was built in where they build trains there in Chicago, and we went aboard at Navy Pier, went down the Mississippi River. Okay. And they welded a big gun on the bow in New Orleans, and we headed out to South Pacific through Panama Canal, and went through Bora Bora, and we stopped in Espiritu Santos, and getting ready to hit Leyte, and we had a malfunction of an anchor engine and set a ship in our place, and it got sunk. And few days later we went, and we hit Warmock Bay was the first invasion, and went in there at 2 o'clock in the morning, in the night, and landed tanks and troops. I was a boatswain mate, 3rd class, which they called a coxswain at that time. Now they call them boatswain mates. And I was in charge of small boats. I would take the captain to a meeting, and small boat, and only it didn't have a motor on it, we rowed it. This landing ship was a LSM, and it wasn't a real large ship, but we carried 5 tanks, and we could go up on the beach with them and land the men and 5 tanks, and a lot of times we'd unload them on one side of the, put them ashore at one place, and they'd call back, and after they'd fought that area, we'd pick them up and put them somewhere else. But I steered the ship, was one of my jobs, and the Navy operated 4 on and 4 off. No, you never got any sleep. I don't know how we won the war, because everybody's sleepy. You work 4 hours and you get off 4 hours. And you got to eat and sleep in that time. And general quarters is when everybody goes to their guns. I went to big gun on the bow, 40 millimeter, and I fired him. And that was the first invasion, and the second, and of course we supplied the troops ever so often. We'd take them ammunition and food, and we landed at one place that the Filipinos had killed all the Japanese, and they just pitched a party, and everybody had a lot of fun and eat a lot. But later on, we hit a Cebu Island. We took that, and it was a pretty big operation. Had some real big ships in it. Had a English cruiser and had cruisers and had destroyers, and they shot the place up real good before we went ashore. We didn't lose so many men. And then after that, we went to Manila and practiced landing, so we're planning to hit Tokyo next. And when they dropped the big bomb, why, they told us we could go home, but MacArthur wanted all the military to get to see Tokyo, so we carried troops to Tokyo for about a month, and then we headed to Guam and Hawaii, where we got eggs, real eggs, not powdered, and sweet milk instead of powdered milk, and got some good food there. And then we came into San Diego, and I had enough points to get out. So I caught a train to East Coast and got discharged December the 20th. I had been in 22 months, and I'd gained 20 pounds, and I was 20 years old, and I got out on January the 20th, 1946. And that was about the size of it. I come home, and but there's one occasion where they wanted us to volunteer for action, and that was when they hit France in the beginning, but I had an option to take liberty or go to battle right now, and I took liberty. But a lot of the people volunteered because they wanted to see action, and that was when they hit the west coast of France, and but that was about the size of it. I come home after 22 months, and so that's just about what it's all about. We didn't lose a man on our ship. We saw a lot of action, but nobody got killed. That's